guys, okay. Sorry, I'm not ready yet. Okay, sorry guys. We are watching the Kong, just random bits from Goji Center. Okay, let's watch.
Up next in the Monsterverse, Godzilla and Kong will once again join forces against a massive, unknown kaiju. But will this guy get even bigger? Today on Goji Center, we will explain how this dude went from being this big to this colossal titan in a matter of only 51 years, while uncovering the mysteries of this guy's origins and figuring out if Kong will grow even larger in the hollow earth. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, and watch till the end to be properly informed before the next film drops. Coming up, the Kong species growth explained. This video will be divided into 3 parts, which will cover all 3 essential clues that explain all we need to know
Okay,
to finally
guys.
answer this question. Between the events of 1973 and 2024, Kong almost inexplicably grew from being 104 to 337 feet in height. That's around 3.2 times bigger in a very short period of time. Here's a size comparison for you to see how this guy changed. Note how this animal has adult proportions even at this small size. An infant would most likely have a larger head in comparison to the rest of its body and not be as muscular as an adult. So why does this Kong look like an adult while only being a third of the size of this mature Kong? We got a whole lot to explain in
Teenager?
this video, so pay close attention. Number 1, the adolescent. In Kong Skull Island, we were introduced to Kong for the first time in the Monsterverse. During the film, it was explained by Hank Marlowe that Kong was a teenager. Measuring at 104 feet in height, this guy already dwarfed most creatures on this island. But there was a problem, a big problem. This guy should have actually been bigger at this age, but there were other forces at play that hindered this Kong as the big one.
Okay, let's go.
Which will cover all 3 essential clues
Yeah,
that
sorry
explain
about
all we
watching
need
this
to know
bit
to
again.
finally answer this question. Between the events of 1973
I
and
accidentally kept
2024,
you
Kong
pause.
almost inexplicably grew from being 104
Yeah, I
to
made all dark.
337 feet in height.
I think it's
That's
better
around
like
3.2
this.
times bigger in a very short period of time. Here's a size comparison for you to see how this guy changed. Note how
I know
this
you
animal
already
has
saw this
adult
bit.
proportions even at this small size. An infant would most likely have a larger head in comparison to the rest of its body and not be as muscular as an adult. So why does this Kong look like an adult while only being a third of the size of this mature Kong? We got a whole lot to explain in this video, so pay close attention. Number 1, the adolescent. In Kong Skull Island, we were introduced to Kong for the first time in the Monsterverse. During the film, it was explained by Hank Marlowe that Kong was a teenager. Measuring at 104 feet in height, this guy already dwarfed most creatures on this island. But there was a problem, a big problem. This guy should have actually been bigger at this age, but he wasn't. There were other forces at play that hindered this Kong from experiencing his natural growth patterns. On this island, there was evidence of another pair of Kongs that lived here a while ago. These guys, Kong's parents. These Kong specimens were at first glance a lot larger than the Kong we see here. These guys were considered full-grown by the author of this book, but fast forward to GVK, this Kong is also full-grown. So what the heck is happening here? Why are all these said full-grown Kongs not as big as the one from GVK? Well, we have an answer for this. And this was backed up by both authors of these graphic novels, Birth of Kong and Kingdom Kong. If you didn't know, these titan species are affected by something similar to a phenomenon known as indeterminate growth, which states that said creatures' growth development levels are dictated by many factors such as space, territory, food, and most importantly, stress. This is the big problem we were talking about earlier. But what is causing this stress? Well, let's begin with this Kong. We mentioned that this guy should be bigger, but he wasn't. It just so happened that there was a certain someone stressing this guy out. And perhaps the only reason why this Kong could not grow to a larger size, Ramarak. Also known as the Big One, this skull crawler of gargantuan proportions lived in the subterranean caverns of Skull Island, laying dormant, but still considered a stressor nonetheless. Upon killing it in Kong's Skull Island, this guy managed to finally unlock the next growth spurt. And since there were no more predators to challenge it or to stress it out, this Kong was able to reach its true adult size without any hindrances. But hold on a second. This doesn't explain why Kong's parents never reached full size. Well, back to the comic, we see that these guys were a lot larger than 1973 Kong, measuring anywhere between 180 to 200 feet in height. How did they get larger than this Kong, but not as large as GBK Kong? Again, with the topic of indeterminate growth. Even though these guys faced many large skull crawlers, these two Kongs weren't alone. They actually lived with many others of their own kind who were around the same size. Because there were more of them, their stress levels would have been a lot lower than Kong's because they lived in a group. They had safety in numbers, which would then possibly allow them to grow a little bit larger, but not enough to reach full size. Unfortunately for this group of Kongs, they never managed to grow large enough to effectively fend off a horde of skull crawlers, which ended up wiping them out. Only this guy survived, present-day Kong. Now, if we look at how big he was, we can estimate he was around 40-ish feet in height, almost half the height of Kong in 1973. But would all infant Kongs be this size? Probably not, and here's why. Number 2, adult Kongs.
Oh.
So, proportionately...
Okay, guys. That's the end of the video. Let me just put some light on. You can see me. Can you see me? Frick. No, can you see me? No. Okay. And that will be the end of our video. I will release a part 2, then a part 3. Okay. See ya later, alligator. Oh, say goodbye. To my friend King. Ow. Okay, bye bye.